I am 79 years old, and I'm still grieving someone who never existed. That sounds strange, I know. You grieve the dead. You grieve what you had and lost. But I have spent the last several years sitting in this apartment, and I keep returning to a person I was supposed to become, a version of myself that I made choices against, quietly, one small decision at a time until she was simply no longer possible. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Maybe because I have no one left to tell. Maybe because the time for keeping things tidy has passed. When I was young, I had this feeling. I think most people do, though they don't say it out loud. A sense that there was something particular about you. Not famous, not extraordinary, just specific. Like there was a shape your life was supposed to take and you could almost see the outline of it. I wanted to study literature, not to teach it. I never thought about teaching. I just wanted to live inside it. Words, the way they arranged themselves, the way a sentence could hold something a photograph couldn't. I was 22. I had 1 year of university behind me. My father had taken ill, and there was money to think about, and someone introduced me to a man at a government office who said he could get me a clerk position with benefits. I took it. I told myself it was temporary. Temporary lasted 31 years. I was good at the work. That's the part no one warns you about. You can be good at something that has nothing to do with who you are. I organized, I corresponded, I managed small crises efficiently and without fuss. I was reliable, I was appreciated, I got modest promotions, I had colleagues I genuinely liked, and all the while in the back of everything, very quiet, was this other life, the one where I had kept reading, where I had kept writing in the margins of things, where I had said at 22, I am not ready to stop becoming yet. I did not say that. There were years-long stretches where I forgot about it. When you are raising children and managing a household and trying not to fall behind on everything, you don't have much room for grief about what might have been. You're just getting through the week. My husband was a decent man. I want to say that clearly, because this story could be mistaken for one about a bad marriage, and it wasn't. He was kind, and we were compatible, and we built something real together. But I think we were also two people who had both settled for the shape of the life that made sense, and neither of us said it out loud, and so we spent 30-something years being politely grateful for what we had. That's not nothing, but it's also not the same as living with the full weight of yourself. My daughter once asked me, she must have been in her 30s, she said, Mum, what did you want to be when you were young? I laughed. I said something vague about having always just wanted a good life. I don't know why I did that. She was asking me something real. She would have listened. I think I didn't know how to say the true thing without it sounding like a complaint against my actual life, against her, against the choices that had produced her. So I deflected, and she nodded, and we talked about something else, and that was that. I've thought about that conversation many times since. My husband died 8 years ago. Sudden, heart while he was sleeping. The mercy in it was that he didn't suffer. The cruelty in it was the same. and I found myself alone for the first time, truly alone, at 71 years old, and with the quiet came something unexpected. All those years of being busy had kept something at bay, kept me from sitting with myself long enough to feel the full shape of what I had not done. When the noise stopped, I felt it, not every day, not dramatically, just present, like a low sound you eventually realize has been there all along. I tried for a while to make up for it. I joined a book group. I started writing things down privately, little observations, nothing anyone would read, just for the sensation of it. And it was good. It was genuinely good. I won't pretend otherwise. But there is a particular kind of grief that comes from knowing what something would have meant to you at 30 and then finally touching it at 73. It's still beautiful, but the context is different. Your hands are different. The stakes are different. You're doing it to soothe an old wound, not because you are in the middle of becoming something. That's the part one couldn't have understood when I was young, that there's a difference between doing a thing and being in the season of a thing, that you can read every book ever written at 83 and it still won't be the same as having lived inside that world when your life was still being written. I'm not saying I wasted my life. I don't believe that. I raised 2 children who turned out to be real, complicated, thoughtful people. I made lunches and kept records and helped my husband through 2 serious illnesses and sat with my mother in her final year when she didn't always know my name. I was present for the things that needed me present, but presence for others and presence for yourself, those are not the same account. You cannot keep withdrawing from one and expect the other not to go empty. I did not know that then. I want you to hear that I genuinely did not know it. I think about her sometimes, the other one, the version of me who had said at 22, not yet, who had stayed in school another year or taken a worse paying job that had something to do with language, or who had told my father's situation could be managed differently. She's not a fantasy. I'm not imagining a glamorous life. I'm imagining a woman who stayed closer to the thing she actually was. That's all. Just truer to it. I wonder if she would have been happier. I honestly don't know. Maybe she would have struggled in ways I was spared. Maybe she would have her own regrets, but she would have been mine, more fully mine. If you're younger than me, and if you're watching this, you almost certainly are, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You'll make your own arrangements. Life will push you in directions that don't feel like choices, but are. I'll only say this, the version of yourself you are capable of becoming is not infinitely patient. It doesn't wait forever. There are seasons for certain things, and when those seasons close, they close completely. That doesn't mean your life is over. It means that particular door is, and you get to live with knowing it's closed. I am not trying to frighten you. I am trying to tell you something true, which is different. I sit by the window most mornings now. I'm slower than I was. My eyes aren't what they were. I read less than I'd like to, which is a particular irony that isn't lost on me. There are things I am grateful for, real things. The gratitude is genuine and the grief is genuine. They coexist. That was something I had to learn, that you can be grateful and still grieving at the same time, and neither one cancels the other out. I grieve the woman I didn't become. I am glad for the woman I was. Both things are true. I don't know how much time I have left. Not many years, probably, maybe fewer than I think. I've reached the age where that's simply the arithmetic of it. I spend those years now doing what I can, reading when I'm able, writing these small things down, talking to my daughter more honestly than I used to. She's noticed, I think. She seems to appreciate it. It's not nothing. But I want you to know, whoever you are, whatever age you're hearing this, don't wait for clarity to arrive on its own. It tends to arrive late. It tends to arrive when the room for acting on it has gotten very small. You still have room. Whatever age you are right now, you have more room than I do. That's worth something. Please let it be worth something.